Hi friends, and welcome to our little corner of the internet that is dedicated and made for your divinity. Welcome also to today's pick a card, whose purpose is also to connect you more to your divine purpose and mission here on earth a little bit. So if you clicked on this video and have seen the title, wow, you're brave, because the video may be a bit, shocking, weird. It's something out of the ordinary, I feel like. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first thought about this video, like what to do before your death, I thought, okay, that's a genius idea. Even though probably not many people are gonna click on it, it's a genius idea nonetheless, right? And then I sat with this idea for like more than 2 months and was so reluctant to record. I don't even know why, because I feel like it's not the most pleasant. But if you're wondering what it is about, this reading is going to be very, very short. I'm only using 4 tarot cards, no oracles. I want this message to really strike you in a positive sense. Like, I want you to feel empowered once you leave today's reading. And we're gonna cover 4 topics, answer 4 questions. So you're gonna learn about your karmic lessons here on earth, like what you are supposed to learn in this lifetime. Then you're gonna learn what you're running away from, what to bring to other people here on earth, and the last one will be what your soul wants to learn. So if you're interested in any of these topics, you've been interested maybe like, okay, what are the great lessons that I am supposed to learn here on planet Earth? Then you're so welcome to keep on listening, keep on watching. And yeah, life on Earth is not always the easiest, but like once we go back in hindsight and look at it, we actually appreciate all the moments, and then we realize that it went by so quickly. Life on earth is not so long. So if there is anything you are running away from, I would like to shed light on this area so that you can have a greater understanding. And I feel like my intention with this reading is to push you, okay? Not like in a violent sense, but to push you to action. I want you to take an action, however big or small, after watching this video, okay? So whether that will be talking to someone you haven't talked to in a long time, or literally starting a business, but maybe it will be just learning something new or dedicating more time to your own mental well-being. Yeah, there is no right or wrong. Like, however big or small, if this video pushes you to any kind of action and nudges you to do something, I will be literally fulfilled. Like, I will be fulfilled. I'll be like, okay, I've done, I've paid my duties. Now I am off to pension. And by the way, just so you know, like, if you clicked on this video or you just even saw the title, it does not mean that death is coming, okay? You can literally watch this video and die after 80 years or 70. Like, you can die in 2100 if you live that long. I really wish you, if you just want it. So please don't fear. It's only to give you that little nudge and push, and like nothing to fear and nothing to fear. So without any further talking, let's just get into it. This is going to be pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3 as per usual. And I'm gonna show you some crystals so that you can differentiate more easily, but please do not choose the prettiest one, okay? Maybe one will call you that you actually don't like that much, but there are messages that you need to hear. And also, if you want to listen to 2 piles or all 3, feel free to do it. There is no right or wrong about it. Always trust yourself. You know the best. You know it. So for pile number 1 today, we have this raw piece of aventurine. For pile number 2, we actually have like a little bag with different crystals in it. So there's no specific crystal in it, but it's just kind of cute and pretty. And pile number 3 today will have this fluorite tower. So honestly, take as much time as you need in order to pick your pile. I will also leave you a 60-second meditation with the music. If you don't like the music, you can just pause the video. And yeah, head on to the timestamps or just click on the video. You have the chapters, at least you should have them. And we'll see you there. Let's find out all together. And I am very thankful for your presence. What more can I say? I will shut up now. So thank you and see you there. Bye. Alrighty, hello friends, that chose pile number 1. This is for all of you that chose the green aventurine, and some people actually pronounce that crystal adventurine. I don't know if I am right, they are right, probably are all right, no one is wrong, but it kind of sounds like, you know, adventurine, adventure, so I already feel like there are gonna be some adventures that you are supposed to have before your death. This is totally not related to the crystal, but this is just what my intuition is telling me to tell you. So as you can see, for you today we have the 9 of Wands, 10 of Swords, 5 of Cups, and 2 of Cups. And this deck is very particular and interesting because it's really not that difficult, not that easy at the same time to say whether the card is reversed or not. It's just like each card has 2 opposing energies, and I felt like this reading was just perfect for, this deck was perfect for this kind of a reading. So I feel like starting actually from the very end and talking about this 2 of Cups. For a second, I was unsure what I want to say because I feel like for you, pile number 1, your soul, what it wants you to learn in this human incarnation, I wanted to say like it's divine union. It's being in a relationship, maybe not running away from it, and creating one stable foundation with possibly even one person if you're into that. But because these cards are so dual, I like that because it can address like many of you that are watching this video, and so many of you will be so different. So for some of you, like, okay, sorry for jumping around. For all of you, it's pertinent to relationships, okay? And I feel like mostly it talks about love relationships because for me, the 2 of Cups is a card of union, like a divine union, not so much like summertime romance or friendships. And maybe it will depend on a tarot reader, but for me, it's like a divine union card. And there is something definitely that your soul wants you to learn in regards to a relationship, to like a love relationship, okay? And for some of you, it will be about building something stable and not running away. I don't want to say all the time, but just like not changing partners, not leaving when things get hard, not looking in another direction. Because look at this woman, or just I should say person, they look at their like instead of looking at their partner, they look to the other side. And I feel like there is a conflict going on in this scene, and one of the parties is involved, one is not. So maybe that represents your past relationships. So the lesson that your soul really would like you to learn in this scenario would be to learn how to build and not leave. Create something that is stable. For others of you, however, I feel like it may mean actually more independence, not relying so much on your partner, not relying on whether they are here, whether they do this, like not controlling their behavior, not micromanaging your relationship, feeling okay with whatever they do, with whomever they do it, at whatever time, because okay, I don't want to give like relationship advice, but at least for me, every person in the relationship should more or less be able to do what they want if it doesn't damage the other person or doesn't violate their freedom or like the boundaries that they have communicated with each other. So yeah, I mean, how do I say that? Just apply the message to your situation. If you're someone that tends to maybe run away from conflicts because you don't like them, because they make you go into overdrive and your nervous system is like, not okay, and you really feel like you're not good at handling conflict and you tend to run away from it, then the lesson that your soul really wants you to learn is to go through it in a mature way. Communication is key then for you, and you need to learn how to communicate your boundaries, your needs, how to make your partner understand what you really want from them. And for others of you that have always maybe been in a relationship, you don't see yourself as a single person, then you really need to learn how to thrive on your own and not always have your partner with you. Because the reality is, you clicked on a video that literally says what to do before your death. And I recently read a comment on Instagram, like, such a simple app, such a simple thing as a comment, but it really made me go like, someone said that we need to learn in relationships, in like love relationships, that we can't be always together. There is no such thing as always together, because in 99% scenarios, someone will die first and someone will have to leave. Okay, so we all need to be okay with death first of all, and with being alone, with letting that person go. And I feel like for like the part of you that it doesn't talk about building and being stable, it will talk about you learning how to thrive on your own and not needing like an external source of validation, of not relying on them to feel good. And it's also possible that both messages are for you, so take it if you want it. And let's maybe go to this 5 of Cups, because definitely it will be a more positive message. The card is upright, and the 5 of Cups is all about looking. This card is calling, whenever you see it, it's calling you to look at the positive in your life, to look at what you have instead of what you don't have, to appreciate what is already around you. And I feel like this is really something that you are here on earth to bring to other people, okay? So maybe you are actually the cheerful one in your friendships, or maybe you just have a way with words and you know how to make people feel okay and how to calm them. It's like you are here to shift people's perception to the good that is instead of the good that isn't, or instead of at the bad that is around, if you know what I mean. It's like, I feel you are the mentor, you are the teacher, or you are the friend, or you are the partner, or you are the daughter, mother, or whoever, father, uncle, that will teach your family, friends, just your circle, how to be more appreciative of small things. And if you're not there yet, then it is something that you are here to learn, so that you can give that knowledge then to other people. And I feel like you are also a great support system for people around you, because you help them like build a bridge over the river of their emotions and cross over that bridge to the next side, to the next chapter, and to turn like a page in the book of their life, let's say. That was too poetic. So I just want to give you a little warning. pile number one, that you are not here to fix people. You are not here to solve their all problems. You're not here to be a people pleaser, and you're not supposed to always be there for everyone, okay? So I feel like it's a great quality of yours that you are usually here for people and you make them see the good in life, but remember not to over exhaust yourself, okay? So that was more like a message from me as a person and as someone who wants good for you more than from the cards. And it's also interesting that at the very beginning we have the 9 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. It's like different suits, but we go from 9 to 10, and that really tells me that there are how to put this, there is something connected to endings in your life that you need to make peace with endings, okay? So with the 10 of Swords, it's usually not a very pleasant card, and this unpleasant card unfortunately showed itself in the position of what are you running away from. So I really feel like pile number one, and this is not to call you out, this is not to say that, oh, this is your fault. I'm just telling you this to give you some more understanding of your own life and perspective. If you don't like this message, then please just don't take it. But this card would indicate that you are scared of endings. You don't let things end. Whether that's a relationship, whether that's a life chapter, maybe you're actually someone who keeps looking to the past, who's always nostalgic and always looks to the good old times, oh, it was so good in 2010 or like in 1995 or whichever the year. And I'm really sorry if for you that is the case, but it's actually interesting, right? Because if you're someone who is here to show people how to appreciate what is here and now, then you yourself cannot be stuck in the past. You need to let things end because, come on, you clicked on a video that is talking about what to do before your death. So you already, by even clicking here, I feel like you made 1% peace with death. And I am not telling you to make 100% peace because I don't know how to do that myself. But I heard one time from Christina Lopes. If you don't know her, she's a spiritual teacher here on YouTube. I feel like, for me, the best one that exists. I love this woman so much. She helped me immensely on my own journey and taught me so much. And she has this video that I can link for you down below. It's called How to Let Go of the Past for Good. And in this video, she says that in order to let go of the past, you need to be okay with death. And I remember when I heard it, I was like, of course, it was this like enlightening, but at the same time, it was something that I always knew internally. So I feel like for you, you need to stop running away from death and from endings in whatever shape or form. So if there was like a relationship maybe that ended in your past, make amends. And this is going to be very simple what I'm going to say, and I know it's easier said than done, but you need to let go, pile number one. You need to let go of this relationship, of this chapter, of this period in your life when things were better. Because if this hadn't ended, you wouldn't be here right now where you are right now, right? And even if like your life is not ideal and you are not right now 100% where you want to be, I really believe that you can get there. Even that you're watching this video, you're probably a bit more conscious than like the standard human being on the street, right? It doesn't mean that you are better or that I am better or that they are better. No one is. But you probably have a certain consciousness. You understand how things are related. You understand how vibrations and energy work and so on. You understand that there's like a higher source. So, where was I getting with it? Honestly, I myself forgot where I was going with it, but you probably have the understanding that nothing happens without a reason behind it, right? Everything happens because there is a reason, and there's like a higher purpose, a higher perspective and calling for everything that happens in your life. And for those of you that it doesn't talk so much about endings, it will talk about deep wounds from the past. And some of you that are watching this reading, it's not a pleasant message. but you are really running away from your wounds, from the things that hurt you in the past that are still festering in your heart, and they are making your heart blocked. Like, look at this man. I mean, come on. He's covered with ice. He's covered with ice, but as you can see, this is the card that you actually got upright and not in reverse. If you had gotten it in reverse, the man is like all frozen up to his head. He's all covered in ice. But I feel like because you got it in this position and he's meditating inside of the ice, it's maybe you. And thanks to your understanding and your meditation, you are slowly melting the ice. You are slowly melting the barriers and the walls around your heart. But you need to continue, pile number one. You need to persevere. And believe me, sooner or later, it will get easier. It will, because you already melted it from the top of your head to about your shoulders. If you're looking at the video, then you know what I mean. If you're just listening, then you're probably like, what is this bitch talking about? But anyways, please, pile number one, look at any wounds that are still there and try to heal them, because also I will tell you what Christina Loeb said. I will reference her probably today a lot. She said, like, you will need to heal someday anyway, so why not start today? And I really agree. Of course, sometimes we are not ready to see everything from the past. We are not ready for all the layers of healing. But the universe or your spirit guides, angels, or whatever you believe in, even like fate, it's not going to give you more than you can handle. So you're only going to see the scenes or go that deep into yourself as you can right now in this present moment. So don't be scared. There is nothing to be scared of. And after that, you're probably going to feel a lot of release. And with the Nine of Wands, this is a karmic lesson for you to learn in this lifetime, pile number one. And I feel like wow. I feel like you're someone who's actually really, really strong. Like, I'm not saying physically strong, like you have muscles and you go to the gym 4 times a day. You can, of course, if you want to. But I feel like you're just someone who's very mentally strong and like spiritually strong. Your convictions are strong. Your faith maybe even. And of course, I don't mean that you never waver. Human beings all waver. If you waver, then it means you're normal. But I really believe like you really went through some shit, pile number one, haven't you? Because if your karmic lesson to learn is the Nine of Wands, you know, I don't even know what to say. I don't feel like you have it the easiest. I really don't feel like you have it the easiest, because the Nine of Wands is about fighting battles and protecting yourself. But of course, pile number one, your karmic lesson is not to keep on fighting. You probably had, and if you did, and this is what you had to do to survive, this is amazing that you even did it. You know, it's amazing that you are even here right now, still, like in all pieces, listening to this video. But your life is not about to be a fight. I mean, it's not supposed to be a fight. So please don't make it one. Because actually, I feel like why the universe is coming here through this card is to tell you that you have fought enough. You have done it. You have been so brave. And I already know that some of you went like, no, it was not so bad. It was not so bad. And others of you maybe went like, yeah, I did fight. So whichever person you were to how you responded, you are not here to continue the fighting. You are actually here. Like the biggest karmic lesson that you are here to learn, pile number one, is to let down your guard. You don't need to be vigilant all the time. You don't need to be patrolling all the time. You don't need to be, looking at people and thinking when they are going to deceive you again, or when something bad is going to happen to you again. Or you don't have to look at life and be like, oh, this is too good to be true, so something bad has to happen next. You are not here to imagine all the time the worst case scenarios. You are here to chill out, okay? I know it doesn't sound very serious, but I am really sorry for whatever you went through. Again, no matter how big or small that was. that could have been the greatest trauma of your life, or like life in general on planet Earth, or the smallest. It doesn't matter. So please don't invalidate your own feelings. But pile number one, you really need to learn how to not fight anymore. Because the truth is, I feel like if you keep fighting the world and you keep fighting everyone around you, you actually keep fighting yourself first. Because it always starts with you. And if you first stop fighting yourself, then your behavior reflects to the outer world. So first question you should ask yourself is, how am I fighting myself? How am I fighting my needs? How am I fighting my, my heart's desires, my intuition, my passions, my hobbies, and stuff like that, my boundaries. How am I fighting my boundaries and letting them go? And if you stop fighting yourself and who you are, then it will reflect to your outer world. I will just take one card from like the Oracle deck for you, pile number one, because I feel like the messages were not like loving and kind as usually we do them on this channel. They were a bit rough. So the message that you got from the Oracle card is in the light of the moon. And it says, a full moon can shine light on what you have been resisting. This can be anything from your fears to your soul's beauty. So this is beautiful because, and I hope I did and like put some B-roll so that you can see the card, because the footage before was pre-recorded. So anyways, why am I saying it's beautiful? If you're watching this video as it goes live in about... as it goes live, it was just a full moon. So you can reflect on how you were feeling, if any emotions were heightened, if you felt like any connection to maybe deeper wounds or trauma or something that is still not resolved within you. But so I thought the full moon is gonna be soon. And if you're watching from the future, then please pay attention to when the next full moon is. And I really kindly ask you to write intentions. If you find what is in you, what is blocking you from reaching your highest potential, then write that on paper as a statement. Like, I'm only going to give examples. It doesn't talk about you, but let's say you overeat. Then I really call you to write on this piece of paper, overeating was never a problem for me, or overeating is not a problem, or food doesn't control me. I have no problem with stopping eating. Sorry, it's a weird example and silly one. But really write that down and then burn the paper. Like, I'm telling you, burn the paper or bury it to Mother Earth. Get outside and bury it. Offer it to the earth. And below it, you can write some new like affirmations as, I always eat healthy, or I always eat the correct amount, or like I always eat a small amount. Of course, I'm still using that example about food. But I really feel like the next full moon can be very revealing to you, pile number one. So pay attention to how you are feeling, and if it was just the full moon for you, like, I don't know, yesterday or 3 days ago, then reflect on how you were feeling and what thoughts came up, and try to release and believe and trust in the process that this full moon will help you to release anything that is holding you back from reaching your fullest potential. And yeah, it's very beautiful because it says that the full moon can shed light on your soul's beauty. I really love this message. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, so pile number one, thank you so very much for watching. And you're really strong for having made it through in your life, and I am very thankful that you decided to spend your time on earth is very precious. It's very precious, and you decided to spend it with me. Come on, I am so grateful for it. That was an amazing chat that we had, and most of all, I really hope that this video just gave you some clarity on what maybe not to avoid anymore and what to really face, like your fears to face. So yeah. Good luck in life, good luck tomorrow, the next day, in the next weeks. Have a good day, evening, or night, whatever you will have right now. And maybe we'll see each other again, who knows. So until next time, pile number 1, and bye. Alright, hi friends, that shows pile number 2. I put your little bag with crystals here, so you know that we know in which one we are, even though it's like depicted in the chapters. Yeah, let's take a look at the cards. What do we have for you today? We have the King of Cups, the World, the Devil, and the 10 of Pentacles. Interesting. So as you can see, we are using a weird deck today that is like, it's it's pretty relatively easy to say whether the card is upright or upside down, but it's like, you know, we have two kinds of images, and I felt like it was very appropriate for this kind of reading because we see this duality of energy and what each card can really bring to your life. So yeah, I really feel called to start with the World card, and mind you, pile number 2, this reading is not going to be sugar-coated at all. It's not going to be love and light, so if you're not ready for some, at times probably harsh messages, like what you're running away from, etc., then, you know, I really don't want you to feel bad, so only continue watching if you feel like you can handle the message, because in pile number 1, they were kind of rough at times, okay? So starting with the World, I'm sorry for calling you out, pile number 2. Remember that anything that I'm saying, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's just probably what you're here to learn on planet Earth. But you really are running away from ending things in your life, from letting chapters end. And I don't know for what reason Spirit is asking me to tell you that some of you may be scared of like actually moving house or moving to a different location because you're scared to end that one chapter in your life in which you lived in that particular location. But for others of you, it's like, let's say maybe you're scared of graduation, or you're scared of like marriage, which marriage is not really the end, but it's kind of like the end of single life, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like we vow the union until death parts us, right? Or something of that sort it goes. But really, what you need to embrace are endings in this life, because if you don't let one thing end, another door cannot open for you, pile number 2. And if you wish to go anywhere with your life, like you want to start something new, you want to feel a renewed sense of joy or happiness, or you even maybe want to bring more money, or you want to do this, that, whatever, travel, there is always something that needs to end, and you need to let yourself graduate. And I don't know, graduation is really coming through strongly, and I don't really mean graduation of like, you know, graduating from college. It's like in a metaphorical sense, and because the World is upright, it's like this woman figure that is depicted on the card, you know, seems so happy and beautiful. She feels in her element, and she's like, yeah, everyone, look at me, I did it. I went to the finish line. I arrived at the finish line. And I feel like what you're not allowing yourself and what you are running away from is actually being that person, being that woman from the card. Now, no matter how you identify, male, female, none of it, you're not allowing yourself to be that kind of queen energy, or like maybe even king energy. But I really am getting the sense that you are hiding your potential, and you're making yourself less than. You're not seeing your own value, and you are running away from your value. There is some part of you that does not want to look at how great you are, and this is probably why you are running away from the endings and not letting yourself graduate from certain chapters of your life, because you don't want to say to your own self in the mirror, I did it. I did it. I accomplished it. You're running away from that, and the card is calling you out not to do it anymore, because you're only hurting yourself that way. And you are like, really, this woman that I'm seeing in this card, like, this is you. You're so beautiful. Again, doesn't matter, you don't have to be a woman, but you're just wow. So you've been called out. I'm sorry. And let's take a look at the King of Cups so that we don't jump around so much. So this will say what karmic lessons you have in this life to learn. And I really feel like you need to be a bit more emotionally stable, pile number 2. You need to learn emotional intelligence, okay? So what I can just recommend to you, maybe read a book. And I'm saying that because one time I got a book from my partner that's literally called Emotional Intelligence. And mind you, this is something that I myself struggle with. Like, I tend to feel emotions very deeply, and sometimes they get the best of me. So when I see the King of Cups in such a position, it's really telling me that you may be someone that maybe feels very extreme emotions at times, or you don't feel like you are really in control of your emotions, and you need to learn how to do it. You need to learn how to be the master of your own emotions. And if you want to be like a true spiritual alchemist, you actually need to even allow the idea in your mind that it's even possible to create any emotion that you want on a whim. Like whenever you want. This is what a true alchemist does. You can create any emotion that you would like on the spot. And if you want an emotion to just go away, then you just say that it goes away, and it does that, okay? So it sounds simple, but of course, like, you have to achieve this mastery. But this is a great karmic lesson for you to learn, is to become emotionally intelligent. And I don't mean like micromanage and control all around you and so on. It's like about controlling your emotions, but also not about stopping them. Like when you need to cry, it's about crying and not trying to seem more not powerful, more like stronger just because you don't do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, your emotions are very much highlighted, and work with them. So talking about the devil, it's something that you need to it's answering what you could bring to other people here on earth. And I really wonder if some of you want to work as like doctors or psychotherapists, to help people get away from addictions. And if you don't want to be like actually a clinical doctor, it's maybe just your passion to talk about, or you just want to help people in that way. But I feel like you are here to either stop people from addictions, like whether it's an addiction to alcohol, drugs, or an addiction to maybe just social media, phone, video games, and so on. And for others of you, it's just maybe you're actually spreading awareness about addictions, about maybe even drug use, or about, conscious technology use, whatever that would be for you, that you are here to play this great role. And I say this because the devil is upright. And it seems like this devil is kind of an angel. And actually the devil used to be an angel, I don't know according to other religions, but according to Christianity, devil used to be an angel. And he's now a fallen angel. So maybe you are here to actually spread awareness and show the good part in things that seem bad, or maybe the good part in things that society deems bad. Like, there are some, let's say, elderly people that say phone bad, book good, and you are here to actually show the benefits of phones, and if you use them consciously, how it can benefit someone. These are very random messages, but they are coming through. But nonetheless, there is something about like addiction or something that chains people down. So it may also be their negative thoughts, negative thinking. They feel like they are not good enough, and you are really here to here to uplift them and to make them understand a bit more. And then if we are to move to the Ten of Pentacles, this is something that your soul wants you to learn. So I really feel like for you, pile number 2, your soul wants you to learn how to actually live a stable life. And I'm saying this because you had this King of Cups. I feel like sometimes you may tend to get a bit shaky. You may at times have this tendency to let outer experiences dictate your emotional state and well-being, and whether like something good happens then you feel good, if something bad happens then you feel bad, and you may say, okay, isn't that normal? We are human beings. Yeah, it's like normal to an extent, but as I told you, if you want to be a spiritual alchemist, you don't just let things waver you and decide your emotional state. You are the master. And with the Ten of Pentacles, you are here to actually live a very stable life, both like emotionally, but also financially. So if you've been having more like, slippery hands with money, something that your soul really will want you to learn in this lifetime is actually how to hold on to money and how to make profits, how to invest, how to be smart with your money, with your possessions, maybe with your properties, and how to make smart decisions and choices. So if you are interested right now in the topic, then you know probably why you are interested in this, because you're actually here to learn about this. And also, your soul wants you to learn how to be a part of family, okay? How to be part of like greater legacy, how to even have a legacy. But the Ten of Pentacles can talk about like family wealth. So for me, it means that you are here not to live alone. So maybe your soul really wants you to like not let go of, but not be so independent. Maybe actually something that your soul wants you to learn is how to rely on others and how to let others help you and not feel like you need to do everything alone and by yourself. And you also chose like this little bag that has all these crystals inside of it. So I feel like you need to kind of learn how to be one of many, how to be part of the group, how to be part of the society and still not lose yourself. And maybe actually some of you feel like if you get married, if you have a family, or if you label yourself as this or that, you kind of lose your individuality and your identity. And like I feel like the cards and really come here to tell you that it's not true. You can still be your own beautiful authentic self and remain be how do I say this just remain your personality. Is that even a correct English sentence? Anyways, without sorry, I lost my track. I don't know what even I'm saying anymore. It's just that you can be part of the whole and still be yourself at the same time. And this is really something that you will be learning in this lifetime. So it's very possible that you will live for the next 60 years and you will be learning that. So I wish you good luck, pile number 2. And actually, this is how I will wrap up the reading. It was, I think, pretty short, 13 minutes. Yeah, because pile number 1 was so long, I did not expect it. So, pile number 2, thank you so very much for watching. I hope that video gave you some value, and I wish you just good luck, today, tomorrow, in the next week, and in your life in general here on Earth, because, as we all know, it's like a roller coaster, ups and downs, and not always so easy. But you will become the King of Cups, so I believe that you will manage through. And yeah, thank you so much for spending your time with me, very precious time on Earth, and you decided to watch this video. How amazing is that? Pretty amazing, isn't it? So maybe we'll see each other again, who knows? And until next time, bye. Hi, hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your pile. This is for all of you that chose the fluorite tower that I put here so that we always can take a look at it and we know in which one we are. Let's take a look at your cards, and for you today we have the 8 of Cups, Knight of Wands, 5 of Cups, and 9 of Swords. And as you can see, we are using a new deck. It's pretty particular because all the cards are depicted both in their like upright position and upside down. And thanks to this, the messages get a bit more full, like we get the whole spectrum of the card, as to say. It's interesting because you've got the 5 of Cups, and in one of the readings before, we also had the 5 of Cups in the exact same position. So in the position that answers what you are here to bring to other people on earth. But in this other reading, the card was upright. And this is where I said, like, okay, y'all are here to make people understand how to focus on the positive in life instead of focusing in the negative. Like, in a nutshell, it was this message. It sounds very simple, but this was like the gist of it. But because you have it in like a different position than one of the other piles, I'm really feeling like for you, it's actually comforting people after they have lost something, or when they feel like they have lost, or they are lost, or they don't have enough, or there is not enough for them. You are really this light bringer, and you are the one that comforts them and gives them like a hug. It doesn't have to be like an actual physical hug, maybe like an energetic hug, or like a hug with your words. But really, there is something about how you make other people feel emotionally. And I'm feeling like thanks to you, they are then able to see a bit more beauty in the world, a bit more hope. Hope is really what I'm feeling. It's like, maybe it's actually your personality. You are very radiating and shiny usually, and cheerful, and this is why you make people feel like that. Or if you don't feel like that describes you very well, this is a weird message, because I also wouldn't want anyone to get fixated and think that they are here to solve other people's problems, because you are not here to do this. You are not here to be a people pleaser. You are not here to always be there for everyone around you. You're here to also like remain your own, have your own boundaries and your own life, of course. But there is definitely something about that when people feel down, that there is no way out, there is no hope. They don't know how to build the bridge and get to the next chapter of their life. This is when you come in and you change that scenario, you change their reality. So that's wow, beautiful mission to play. And of course, it means that you can do it however you like. You can actually be very public about it. Maybe you have a platform, or you can be just as public with it as like within your family or friend circle. So don't feel obliged to do anything out of your, I don't want to say comfort zone, because you should get out of your comfort zone. I mean like out of your authenticity. Yeah, that would be a good word, a good way to put it. You know what, pile number 3, I feel like with the 8 of Cups, because this answers like what karmic lessons you are here to learn. And I am really feeling like whenever a chapter ends in your life and you have to walk away from something and leave something behind that maybe doesn't serve you anymore, or just its time comes to an end, like you are here to hold your head high. And this is really what I'm feeling with this card and with this position. And I could honestly end talking about it here and now. It's very interesting also, because in all piles today, there was a message about endings and how to deal with them. And I feel I shouldn't be surprised, because the video is literally what to do before your death. So in this incarnation, you are still here to learn maybe the karmic lesson. Maybe you actually had to leave a lot of things in your life, a lot of people. Maybe you changed your geographical location. Maybe you had to change jobs, or lovers, partners, or maybe in like past lives, this was something that you would experience a lot. And right now you are here to make peace with leaving things behind, and really learn that this is part of the human journey, and still hold your head high and expect the dawn of tomorrow instead of looking back. So I feel like this is really what you're learning, is not to look back anymore, is to only look forward and know that where you are headed is good for you ultimately. With the 9 of Wands, this is answering what you're running away from. And I really feel like I need to call you out a bit, pile number 3, because this position, this card was calling out each and every one of the piles. So look, you have some ideas in your mind, like how to bring a certain manifestation, what to do in your life, where to move, who to talk to, and so on. You have ideas in your mind, and then you don't act on them. And this is like you are running away from your own ideas, from your own greatness. I feel like you're not even allowing yourself to be this courageous. It's like maybe you even put a label on yourself that says like, oh no, I'm not very courageous. Or, okay, now I have to rant a little bit in your reading, I'm sorry, but there is one etiquette that I really don't like, especially. And it's the introvert versus extrovert. I don't know why, it just triggers me so much when someone says like, oh no, I will not do it, I'm an introvert. Or like, oh, they have it easy, they are an extrovert. Like, bitch, come on. Humanity is more complex to just put it in two different categories. So, and I'm like, if you're that kind of person, it's not personal, I just don't like it, okay? And if you maybe have that label on yourself of like whatever label, oh, I'm an introvert, I can't go into this situation, or I am very highly sensitive, so I can't really show myself to the public. Or it doesn't even have to be negative, maybe you have some positive labels on yourself. I feel like okay, if you have positive labels, keep them. This is what I wanted to say. But there is something within you that is stopping you from taking action on your own ideas. You don't believe that they are good. You don't believe that something good can come from your mind. And it's like you kind of let them wither away and die. Because I will tell you from my own life, pile number 3, if you sit with an idea for too long, you become so accustomed to it and so familiar with it that you start to hate it. So I can call myself right now out a little bit too. It's like, you know this feeling when you know a song and you really love it, but then it plays throughout the whole summer on the radio and everyone plays it and sings it and you hear it everywhere, and then by the end of the summer or by the end of the year you hate that song. You can't listen to it anymore. You just cannot stand it. This is the same thing that happens with your ideas. If you're just gonna keep your ideas or your projects or your graphics, your poems, your books, and you're gonna keep looking at them, reading them, listening to them over and over and over again, you're gonna become so accustomed and so familiar with them that you're gonna start to hate it and pick up on the little details that you will be the only one to see. No one else will see those details and those little imperfections. They will be only in your mind, because you will know this project or that thing through and through, and it will not be fresh anymore. It will not be new. It will not be exciting anymore. So this card is really calling you out. Start acting. And this was actually my intention with this reading, so it's interesting that you are the only pile that got a message like this. It's literally, your ideas are good. You do know what to do next. You do have that sixth sense or that intuition, or like, I don't know, you know your heart's desires. You know what you want. You're only telling yourself that you don't. So right now is the time to stop running away. I mean, like right now. The video is what to do before your death. So before you die, please do these things because they are good. I don't know if they are good only for you or for all involved. Maybe they are good for all the humanity. I don't even care at this point, but you need to do them, okay? So get off your ass, pile number 3, and just do it. And with the 9 of Swords, it's like what your soul really wants you to learn in this life. It's so interesting, as you can see in this image, because the 9 of Swords is usually the card of like bad thoughts and anxiety and like sleepless nights and things in your mind that don't let you be calm and okay. And you can really see within the card the damage of negative thinking. And it's like what most people don't even talk about very often is like negative thinking can actually make you sick, and it can make you look older. It can make you actually have the symptoms of like, you can look older if you worry all the time. So what your soul really wants you to learn, pile number 3, is to not give so much control to your thoughts. I feel like it's really a big lesson for you is how to be the one that's in control, and not you are the one that's supposed to control your mind, not the opposite. Your mind does not control you. Your ego does not control you. Your thoughts do not control you. And you are really here to understand it, that a negative thought is just a thought. It's just that. It's just like a positive thought, but with a different vibration to it. And you don't have to entertain that thought. You can write it down on a piece of paper and burn it. You can journal about it. You can talk to a loved one or a friend or a therapist if you are into that. You can sing it out, or you can go to the gym and work out and let the frustration out in like the physical form. Whatever that is for you, you're really learning in this life how to not give that much priority to negative thoughts. And it's actually good because, I mean, to become a master at something, you need to do it. So you probably have had up until this point many points in life where your thoughts were getting the best of you, and you probably will still experience them. But the light at the end of the tunnel and the good message in this reading is that probably if your soul really wants you to learn this in this incarnation before you leave this human body, is that you will learn it. So I'm giving you that little bit of hope that one day you will become that master of your own thoughts and of your own mental story that you are telling yourself about you, about life, and about others. So that's really great. But whenever you feel like you cannot handle your mind anymore, remember this reading. Remember that this is part of the journey that you are here to play, and the work that you are here to do, the lessons that you're here to learn. But after that, it's only gonna get easier. Yeah, your reading actually was the most positive out of all three, so that's good. There was not that much calling you out. But seriously, with the Knight of Wands, you need to start acting on your ideas and do it now. Like, I don't care how big or small that is. If you want to start a podcast, I don't want any more excuses like I don't have a good microphone. Just go and do it. If you want to be a fitness coach, I don't want to hear many more excuses like, oh, my parents will not approve of me. No, just go and do it. Seriously. Or however big or small, if you just want to take your dog outside 4 times instead of 3 times, do it. You will know what that is. So I shouldn't even give you any suggestions because yours will be a lot better than what I just gave you. So yeah, pile number 3. Thank you so very much for watching. I really don't want to make this reading too long because pile number 1 was my god, was 30 minutes. So yours will not be that long because it's unnecessary. Use your very precious time here on earth now on something that you would love to bring to your life, or something that will make you feel good about yourself. But nonetheless, I am very thankful that you decided to spend your minutes and seconds with me. I mean, how amazing is that? So yeah, thank you for listening. Hope they gave you some value, and maybe we'll see each other in one of the future videos. Who knows? You actually never know if you're gonna stumble upon me again. And yeah, until next time, pile number 3, and bye.